G'day and welcome to Videodrome Cinema. Today I want to switch it up a little bit and talk to you about mini screens, ebooks. Kristen Ashley series, Rock Chick. So this was not actually the first Kristen Ashley series that I read. I started with the Dream Man series, not knowing that this kind of came first. But it doesn't really matter. It's just that the Nightingale boys from this series actually appear in that series too, so this is the first one. Either way, I realized after reading the Dream Man series and now this one, that Kristen Ashley writes like nobody's business. Her style is witty, laugh out loud and scream with delight funny, and her books are just plain sexy. The Rock Chick series centers around the Nightingale Investigations firm, owned and run by Lee Nightingale. His best friend is Eddie Chavez, who's a cop. His brother Hank is also a cop. His second in command is Luke. There's Vance and Mace, who work for him, and Hector, who's Eddie's brother, and he's a DEA agent. And then there's Ranzano from the Zeno mob family. So these are the stars of the books. And there's a bunch of extra characters: mothers, fathers, neighbors, friends, receptionists, coffee extraordinaire baristas, who just happen to be the voice of wisdom in times of chaos. So with all these characters, it's not just about the love story, it's also about family and friends and love of all types. And I don't actually think there's a same person in the whole series. Tex, for instance, is on the top of the insane list, but that's kind of what makes them all so awesome. The two main stomping grounds in the book are Nightingale Investigations offices, where the Hot Bunch hang out, and Fortnum's bookstore, where the Rock Chicks rock on. The men are all alpha males, badasses, bad boys. The thing I love the most about these books is that these guys know that notches on the bedpost aren't the measure of a man. A man doesn't take what he wants, a man woos what he desires, and makes a woman realize that she is the center of his attention because she's the whole package and beautiful and inside and out. But that doesn't mean he's emotionally or physically abusive, even though he's an alpha. Just a quote to show you Kristen Ashley's descriptions. It looked like GQ was having a convention and all the best looking guys had decided to have coffee at Fortnum's before going to seminars on how to cope with being really unbelievably fucking gorgeous. The Liam and Indy story, the first one, is based around that they've known and loved each other for years and kind of like danced around each other. Indy is the one who owns Fortnum's coffee shop and bookstore, and her coffee guy gets into trouble, dragging her into it too. Indy needs saving. Lee steps up with the Hot Bunch, his boys in tow, and saves the day. She doesn't lie down and take his crap. She's feisty and is who she is, full stop. And he is who he is. And through the whole saving the damsel in distress story, their relationship blossoms out of a deep-rooted stem that has been growing for years and years. Liam's the first bad boy we're introduced to, and he has a line that guy hits Indy. He says, "He touched you and you said it hurt. I found him and I beat the shit out of him." In real life, that's an assault charge waiting to happen, but with these guys, what they do, where they work, they need to tell the other badasses out there that their women are off limits and can't be used to like blackmail them and get them to back off cases or whatever. Okay, so the next book is Jet and Eddie's book. Basically the same story. Jet's in trouble, different reasons, and Eddie steps up with the Hot Bunch to save her. But there's also a side message of tolerance and acceptance too. It's a cool story and I love them. They're not my favorite couple in the series, but I love them no less. Then there's Roxy and Hank. Hank is Lee's brother. Roxy is again in trouble, like the other girls, and she needs a good man, a cop, a white knight to save her from an emotionally abusive, controlling relationship. This is where the series gets deeper. Hank says beautifully, to make her understand what she deserves, that belonging to me doesn't mean I'll make you do anything. It just means I consider you mine for as long as this lasts. It means I protect you. It means I take care of you. For another man, it might mean something different. Don't confuse me with another man. Okay, and then Vance and Jules's book. Vance works for Lee's PI firm, and Jules is a social worker working with street kids, and she has some silly ways of going about getting her work done, but it's just a story, so we'll forgive her for that. But her heart's in the right place. This story is, again, even deeper. Vance grew up in a home where his father was abusive, and he's perhaps the most protective of abused women out of all of the Hot Bunch, and even maybe all of Kristen Ashley's male lead characters. And he says, it isn't the kids who have two parents and a stable home who are the luckiest ones. It's the kids who know the taste of shit because they've been eating it all their lives, and then someone finds them and offers them a taste of something sweeter, and they learn that life can be good. They learn trust. They learn that if you care about someone, you put your ass on the line to keep them safe. They learn that love doesn't come with conditions. Okay, and then comes Luke and Ava's story. This is the 5th book. They've also known each other for years and years, and when Ava gets into trouble, Luke steps up. This is my favorite book of the entire series. Luke is just awesome. He helps Ava see that she's precious, that the best way to guard your heart is to trust it to a good man who will take care of it for you. Luke says, "Tell me everything, and I swear to God, I'll make it so you won't be scared again. Be scared ever again." The next 2 books in the series are even deeper, and Kristen actually shows growth during this series in her writing. The stories are about girls getting in trouble and the guys needing to step up for them, but Stella and Mace and Hector and Sadie go through heart-wrenching, heartbreaking things before everything works out in the end. And then, of course, the very last book is Allie and Ren's story. It's kind of like the cherry on top of the series because it starts somewhere in the middle of the series and runs parallel to the entire thing, just from Allie's perspective. And it's kind of brings the entire series together, and it's a beautiful closure for it. And there's a line in that book that goes, "Life, up and down, good and bad, birth and death, celebration and devastation. If you got any balls at all, you roll with the punches and get the fuck on with it. Pardon my French." And that about says it all for the entire series. Luke and Ava's book for me is a 10 out of 10. The rest are also up there, but that was my favorite. Thanks for listening to my ebook review. I hope you enjoyed. Please click on the like, come back and visit us again. Subscribe to our channel. Thanks. Bye.